When Congress and Muslim League were busy negotiating with British, a young leader emerged from Bengal who dreamed of making India independent through armed revolution. Subhash Chandra Bose, also known as Netaji, was a Bengali revolutionary leader. During the Second World War, he attempted to overthrow British government and establish independent India with the help of Imperial Japan and Nazi Germany. Though initially a Congress politician, his ideas of egalitarian society and gender equality were more radical compared to Gandhi. In 1939, he was elected as the President of Congress but was denied the position after a fallout with Gandhi and the Congress High Command because of Bose's radical views. He then formed Forward Bloc with left-wing nationalists as a faction within Congress. So, by 1940, he was marginalized by Congress and was under British surveillance. In this situation, Bose decided to ally with the Germany against British rule. He fled from India and went to Germany, where, with the help of German fund, a Free India Center was set up in Berlin in November of 1941. Soon, a Free India radio was also established on which Bose used to broadcast nightly. He raised an army with war prisoners, hoping that one day, when German troops will invade India, his army will accompany them. However, by 1942, when Japan had occupied a major portion of Southeast Asia, it became clear that Germany might not invade India after all. But Bose's objective was to take over Indian territory. So, he decided to relocate in Southeast Asia, which will facilitate his advance towards Delhi, because that was his ultimate plan, to take over India and declare independence. He landed in Japanese held Sumatra in 1943 with this objective. There, he organized the Indian National Army, also known as Azad Hind Fauj. The soldiers were recruited from among war prisoners and the Indian residents of the area. It also had a noble women's garrison called the Rani of Jhansi. It was named after the mutiny heroine who rebelled against the British during the Sipahi Revolt of 1857. With the support of Japan, he marched up to Andaman Nicobar Island, where he presided over the provisional government of Free India, also known as Azad Hind. His army marched towards Burma with Japanese troops. By 1944 and early 1945, British army successfully drove out the Japanese troops, which also resulted in retreat of Bose's army. Subhash Chandra Bose reportedly died in Taiwan in a plane crash in 1945. His death led to the end of Azad Hind movement. When Japanese soldiers were advancing towards Burma, the War Cabinet decided to impose boat denial policy. That means all the naval communication with Burma was completely stopped. Thousands of boats were destroyed. This became a serious problem for Bengal because Burma was the main source of rice import. Meanwhile, the food that was produced in the country were diverted for soldiers and big cities. This created a serious food crisis throughout the Bengal province. Around 2 million rural people of Bengal died because of the famine of 1943. Unlike the famine of 1770, this Bengal famine is termed as man-made famine because it was a product of administrative failure, black market prices, widespread corruption and shortages. Amartya Sen argued that production was good in that year, yeah, but because of the policy of the government, millions of people died. The horror of this famine became a major theme in the works of Jainul Abidin. Many analysts argued that the political and social system of Bengal began to crack up soon after the famine. Towards the end of the war, British government again started their negotiation with Indian political leaders. Viceroy Lord Wavell called a conference in Simla, the summer capital of British India, where Gandhi, Jinnah and other Congress leaders were invited. The Wavell Plan of June 1945 proposed an all-Indian Executive Council to form the interim government. Only two posts were restricted for the British: Viceroy and the Commander-in-Chief. It also preserved seats for caste Hindus and Muslims. The plan ensured separate representation of Muslims and reduced majority power for both communities. The objective of the plan was to break the political deadlock. Nevertheless, this plan was also doomed due to Jinnah's adamant position of not letting any other political parties to choose the Muslim candidates other than Muslim League, although they did not perform well in the election of 1937. After this, British faced another round of revolts, movements and mutinies which killed and trialed many Indian activists. According to Metcalfe, Wavell decided to dissolve the plan rather than proceed without the support of Muslim League because of the wartime loyalty of the Muslim League. On September 1945, when Lord Wavell announced the general and provincial elections, Jinnah realized he had to establish Muslim League as the only political party that represent Indian Muslims. Educated upper and middle class Muslims who feared domination of Congress already supported the Muslim League. However, he had to win over the mass people of the two Muslim majority provinces, Bengal and Punjab. In Bengal, the crisis of the famine of 1943 led to the breakdown of the social and political system. The farmers started to believe that a separate homeland will set them free from the grips of the oppressive Hindu Jomindars and rallied behind Muslim League. In Punjab, Jinnah took help of Sufi shrines and mobilized student activists. Rural voters were persuaded that Islam was in danger. Under the pressure of the election campaign of 1945-46, communal identity became political identity. When the election was finally held, Congress won massively in Central Assembly and formed government in 8 provinces. But Muslim League this time gained the support of Muslim population by winning all the Muslim constituencies, unlike the election of 1937. Muslim League won all 30 reserved seats. That means all the 30 reserved seats that were reserved for the Muslims in the central legislature, and 442 seats out of 500 Muslim seats in the provincial assemblies. This election result proved that Muslim League is the sole representative of the Muslim community of India.